Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. We got some awesome news. A lot of people should be excited about this, but at the same time, there is some nuance to it that I'll throw in at the end. Anyways, the European Union wants to limit which apps Apple and Google pre-install on your phone. So I'm sure you guys have had a situation before where you've got an Android, particularly, because I definitely had this problem myself on Android a lot. You get an Android phone, you need more memory, you go to uninstall some apps you don't use, and it turns out that you can't uninstall them. I've had this with a cardio app, but Facebook, NFL on Samsung, all kinds of little apps that are on your phone, especially Samsung. Samsung's got its own brand of apps on there that you can't do anything with. You can go in, you can disable them, you can use a third-party app to disable them, but you can't uninstall them even if you are totally out of memory on your phone, which is rage-inducing. Honestly, I can't think of any apps on my Apple that I don't want, that bring my system down. You see, the thing is that on an Apple, you can see and close down things operating in the background. On Android, it's harder. You got to get an app to show you what's running in the RAM. There's always a lot of things running in the RAM. You install some secondary app, and it is always running in the background. You got to get a task killer to kill it. Even if you hit that multitask window and close everything, there's still these things operating in the background. When I see that stuff on an Android, it just feels like I'm on a Windows 95 computer, where things that I install these other things that automatically pop up and start up. And 95 XP, they were both bad for that, come to think of it. Anyways, on with the story. The European Union is drafting a new rules intended to curb the power of the big US platforms such as Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Apple. Taking Google off of it? I mean, even the Essential phone had Google services on it. You gotta have Google services, or you're not gonna have the same experience. I can understand maybe taking some of it, but is it still an Android if it doesn't have Google services? Honest question. The idea is to limit how these companies use their existing might to favor their own services. Well, you see, Google gives away their platform for free, which makes the app cheaper, or which makes, yeah, the whole operating system is basically free, so they can pass on the savings to the end user with a free operating system. Draft rules would enforce that tech giants to share their data with rivals and limit how many of their own apps they pre-install on devices. I can kind of understand that. I hope they don't go too far, like really taking Google App Services off an Android. That's not cool. The rules come as both Apple and Google fight with developers about the way they operate their apps. Oh no, this has to do with the Fortnite debacle. Fortnite so Fortnite always charges money for dances, for extra guns and stuff in the video game, and Google and Apple both wanted to take a 30% take of anything that was sold within any app, within any of their marketplaces. So there's actually a situation where Facebook was offering people to donate money to this, that, and the other cause. So you could donate $10 to Facebook, or to whatever awesome organization through Facebook, but 30% of that, $3, would be taken by Apple. Like, you could kind of see Android doing that kind of thing, but Apple? And not only that, but they said, Facebook, you cannot even tell your users we're taking 30%. So after Facebook's cut, I'm sure no, wait, they said they didn't get a cut, but the organization itself has fees that they have to pay. So at the end of that $10, how much of that is actually getting to the end user? It almost seems negligent to let 30% of a donation not get through. That just kind of hurts my head. They definitely need some oversight, but is this the right oversight? Can we trust these individuals who are making these laws to understand the apps and the implications of barring them? Are the old people controlling the government and the world prepared for this kind of stuff? Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and other US tech giants could be banned from favoring their services or forcing users to sign up for a bundle of service under the draft EU rules aimed at reining in their powers. The draft rules, known as the Digital Services Act, aim to set the ground rules for data sharing and how the digital market operates. They are expected to come into force in the end of the year. I really don't think Apple needs any help with this. I don't think Apple shoots himself in the foot with this as much as Android, but Android really shoots itself in the foot. Sometimes you can get some new cheap Android phones that have just enough power to support the bloatware thrown in with them. But get this. The positive thing about bloatware, and there is a positive thing and everybody forgets about that, is they make your phone cheaper. You're subsidizing your phone with these advertisements, with this information. NFL pays to have that app to be non-uninstallable. Mark Zuckerberg pays to have Facebook not uninstallable. These companies pay a lot of money, and when they do that, the cell manufacturers can pass the savings on to you and make what seems to be a better phone cheaper. That's how they get away with it. That's how Android is so cheap. The bloatware that you have on your phone that you can't uninstall subsidizes your phone a bit. Remember that Essential phone that came out, that Google Essential phone? Well, sorry, I just got distracted by this advertisement here because I like the couch so much. Anyways, the Essential phone, it was really expensive when it first came out. But of course, the Essential phone also had no bloatware on it. It had none of that big stuff on it. So you might be shooting yourselves in the foot here, folks, because while it does suck to have all of that stuff, it does subsidize the phone. Once again, I'm pointing to that Android phone, the Essential phone, more expensive because it didn't have that kind of junk on it. So that's the in and outs of this. That's the nuance of this situation. Would it be better to have phones without this junk on it? Absolutely, but they would be more expensive. Are you okay with that? At the same time, I wonder if bloatware is coming with the flagship systems. I mean, if you go for a flagship system, they're usually priced about the same as the new iPhones, right? So are they getting subsidized in those? I wonder. I'll have to do some more investigation. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciated. An article in the comments. And have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.